Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Dugout Football channel. It is 4 days until the tournament kicks off. Yes, and I'm here to give you my match day one predictions for Euro 2024. And all I will say is get involved, get your predictions in for the following games after going across the bottom of your screen. Hit a like, hit a share, show me how much you love the Euros, and get involved. And we will begin with the opening game, and I thought as a Scotsman I would never be saying these words. Germany against Scotland. Yes, it is Group A, and the first game is obviously Germany against Scotland. This is going to be an absolutely fantastic occasion for both sides. And look, I think Germany, we can kind of see that the dark days are over for them. The last couple of tournaments, they haven't really had very, very good luck at all. And obviously going out of the group stage in the last World Cup, and obviously in the last. I think they made the quarters in the last Euros as well. But obviously the World Cup, they've not had the greatest of time recently. But when it comes to home tournaments, Germany usually do well, and I fully expect them to do well. And look, I think they've got a very good attacking prowess as well. I think the midfield they're very, very good. I'd worry about them a little bit defensively. It'll be interesting to see who obviously Julian Nagelsmann plays in goal for the first game. Will he go with Manuel Neuer? Will he go with Andre Ter Stegen? We'll obviously need to wait and see. But Scotland, look, I've seen a lot of people write us off for. I've seen people say that we'll be an absolute walkover for Germany. Look, I don't think Scotland are as bad as many people are saying that they are. And look, this is a very, very good squad of players, very hard working, and there's a real togetherness in this team. And look, we will give Germany a very hard game. We will give Germany a very, very hard game, and it would be very silly of me to sit here and say that we would be looking to beat Germany. I don't think we're going to get anything out of this game, if I'm being honest, because home match. But you never know. You never know. It is the opening game of a Euros, and who knows? And Germany do take a bit of time to get used to competitions. It does take them a little bit of a time to get going. Look, all we have to do, play to our strengths, play to our game. Yes, we are missing obviously Lyndon Dice, but we've still got John McGinn. We've got Lawrence Shankland. I am very, very confident in these players, and I'm hopeful that you give Germany a good game. But how do I see this one going? Like, opening game, who knows? I have seen people predict 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0 to Germany. I don't think it's going to be anything like that, because I honestly think Scotland can hurt Germany. I honestly think we can hurt Germany, especially defensively, but they can hurt us as well. But opening game, going to be a tight one. I'm going to go 2-1 to Germany, but I don't think it's going to be a walkover like many people are predicting. Now we have Hungary versus Switzerland. It'll come up very, very soon. Hungary against Switzerland is the other game in this group. And look, these two are very, very interesting sides. Hungary, very, very improving. I do worry that their lack of sort of experience in these kind of finals will be maybe their downfall. Obviously, hope not. But Hungary, very good core of players. Obviously, Dominic Szoboszlai, at the age of just 22, is obviously the Hungarian captain, and he's a very, very good player. But they've got a lot of good players in their side. Obviously, Willie Orban, Peter Gulacki. They've got a very, very good core around them, Hungary. And look, this is a very, very impressive Hungary side who came very, very well in qualifying. So I fully expect them to do well. And then we have Switzerland as well. Lots of good players in this team: Okafor, Shaqiri, Xhaka. Obviously, the old guard are still there as well. Fabian Schär, of course. Kobel, Sommer as well. So Switzerland, they usually do well. They are very, very good in getting out of the group stage. But this is a very difficult group. It is a very difficult group to predict because we look at what obviously Germany and obviously Scotland are in there as well. I think many people are probably expecting Germany to win this group, and then it's a case of Hungary, Scotland, or Switzerland for obviously second, third, and fourth. So it's a very, very difficult group to predict. But look, Hungary is great to see them in a Euros. It really, really is. How do I see this one going? I think what you'll see the first opening games, it'll be very, very tight, very, very nervy. Switzerland are usually very, very good defensively, but Hungary, they do have a bit of creativity, and obviously with Dominic Soboslai, he is a very, very good player in there as well, and obviously Adam Shallai as well. Look out for him as well. I can't separate these two. I think that a draw is probably not disastrous because I think if you look at getting out of third place, I think maybe 4 points potentially could be the key to potentially going through one of these the best third placed teams in there. I am going to go for a draw. I'm going to go for a draw on this one. I think the two sides will cancel each other out. I think it could be a bit of a nervy affair as well. But I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw between Hungary and Switzerland. I think it'll be a very close one there. But I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw between the sides. So Group A done, and we will move on to Group B, and probably one of the ties of the match day one fixtures, Spain against Croatia. And again, Group B is so difficult to predict because obviously we've got Spain, we've got Croatia, we've got Italy, and we obviously have Albania as well. But look, Spain came out of a group of obviously Scotland, Norway, Cyprus, and Scotland, Norway, Cyprus, and obviously Georgia as well. Look, I think the thing with Spain, they are very, very good all over the pitch. Rodri in the midfield is very, very good, and obviously, look, I think Pedri is really, really good as well. Morata, Dani Olmo. They've got a very, very good core of players, to say the very, very least. And look, Spain have done well in these tournaments as well. Look, I saw Spain against Scotland at Hampden, and I thought they weren't great on that night, but I always felt that they would come through a group. They would come through the group. I think it was always safe to say that they would come through the group, to say the very, very least. But I think it's a difficult group to predict. I think it is a difficult group to predict. Look, I think the elephant in the room, I think everyone is probably expecting one team to finish fourth. We will obviously get to them as well. But look, Croatia, write them off at your peril. I'll say this now. I've seen a lot of predictions saying, yeah, Croatia are not going to get out of this group. Croatia are going to, not be one of the sort of the mainstays in the sort of the next round. But look, Croatia, their last couple of tournaments, they've been excellent. They have been really, really good, to say the very, very least. And look, I think, yes, the old guard is there, but they've got bundles of talent in this team. Gvardiol, obviously, Livakovic as well, who has been has had an okay season, I would say. Hasn't had the best of seasons, but still a very, very top goalkeeper as well. Obviously, Luka Modric still playing, signed another contract extension at Real Madrid as well, hasn't he? So I expect a very, very hard game to predict this one. And look, I think it's going to be one that they cancel each other out. Again, I don't think there's going to be many goals. I think what you'll see day one, you'll see a lot of teams potentially, probably go and have a game or two to sort of get going in this tournament. And I think I've got a feeling that Spain might be one of those. I think Spain might be one of those as well. But look, I am going to go for a 1-1 draw, and again, I don't think that's a bad result. I don't think that is a bad result to to go through either. But I'm going to go for Spain 1, Croatia 1. And then in the other game, we have Italy against Albania. Obviously, the competition holders as well, because obviously they did win the last Euros, Italy. So, yes, Spalletti, there is a bit of an old guard in there. There is a bit of young talent coming through. Scalvini, I think, is a big blow, though. I think Italy losing Scalvini is a massive blow, to say the very least. Albania, I think if you wanted to go into Euros, I don't think this was the group to go into. I think Albania will give anyone a very good game. Obviously, the mainstay in their team is probably Amanda Broja. I think Albania are definitely going to have to score goals. They could easily give Italy a bit of a hard game here as well. But Italy have lost a couple of key players in this side, and I think Scalvini is definitely the one for me that is a big miss, to say the very least. Who's going to start a goal? That's the main thing for me. If I was an Italy fan, is it going to be Vicario of obviously Tottenham, or will it be Donnarumma, who, it has to be said, the much maligned Gianluigi Donnarumma, who has not had a good season at all, as well. So obviously goalkeeping situation interesting to see, the very least. But I don't think you can get back against Italy. I don't think you can get back against Italy. I'm going to go Italy 2, Albania 0. I think it's going to be. I think Albania will give them a hard game, but I think in the end, I think Italy's class will just come through in the end. And I'm going to go for Italy 2, Albania 0. And now we move into Group C, and Slovenia against Denmark. And Slovenia did come through group top after having Romania. I think Romania came second in that group, if I seem to remember as well. Obviously, the main focus for Slovenia, though, obviously you've got Jan Oblak in goal, but I think the other one is Benjamin Šeško, who will be a very much sought after striker this summer as well. I would imagine he'll probably be coming to the Premier League, maybe sometime soon. But yeah, I think if Slovenia are to do well in this competition, I think it's definitely the one to look out for is obviously Benjamin Šeško as well. That'll be very intriguing, to say the very least. Again, another tough group. Another tough group to predict. Obviously, look, I think the main thing for me, if we want to say it, England is going to be very difficult games as well. But yeah, Denmark, I mean, they've still got the sort of the old guard there. Obviously, Christian Eriksen is still there. Thomas Delaney as well. I'm amazed Matt O'Reilly is not on the side. I've got to be honest. I think he has had a really good season at Celtic, and I think he would have been a very good player to watch at the Euros. But obviously, not to be as well. So. And obviously, Rasmus Højlund. I think that's the main one. Yeah, Šeško against Højlund is going to be very interesting, to say the very least. But like, I think Slovenia can hurt Denmark. I think if you look at Denmark at this moment in time, Kasper Jomand, I don't think he knows his best team. I don't think he kind of knows his best team. And I think as well, Denmark going out of the last World Cup in the group stage was very disappointing, to say the very least. So you would obviously hope that Denmark would obviously come through another group stage, but it's going to be very tricky, I think, to say the very least. How do I see this one going? Well, you know what? I think this could be a bit of a shock result. I'm actually going to go with a shock result here. I do think Denmark will probably go through at some point as well. But I just think Benjamin Šeško has been talked up a lot, and I think this could be a game where I think you could maybe see him score. Look, I expect Denmark to score. I think there will be goals in this game. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Slovenia. I just have a feeling that there will be a shock result in one of these games. And I'm going to go for this one. I'm going to go Slovenia 2, Denmark 1. And now the second game in where are we? Group C is Serbia against England. Yes, England. We won't mention the Iceland result. Well, I already have, but there we go. Serbia. Look, I have to say, Mitrovic is going to be very, very interesting to say at the very, very least if he can, get the goals for Serbia. Not many people are actually fancying Serbia at all. I've got to say. I'm not surprised as well, to be honest, because I think if you look at what Serbia have done in previous tournaments, it's not been the best. It's not been the best. I think they had like a 3-3 with Cameroon, I think, one time as well. That was obviously the World Cup as well. But obviously, Mitrovic, Milenkovic, Savic as well. We obviously haven't seen because obviously both of them are in obviously Saudi, aren't they? So Milenkovic as well. Serbia are going to be a difficult opponent. They are going to be a difficult opponent. But I just, if you look at the four teams in this group, I think that they are probably the team that probably many probably fancy to probably finish bottom. If we're being honest, maybe, again, it's another tough group to build. Obviously, England, everyone will be expecting, won't they? Everyone will be expecting. But I've always said this. My worry with England, Gareth Southgate, it always has been the same with Gareth Southgate. Whenever it comes to these competitions, can England deliver? Now, obviously, we got to the last finals in the Euros, and they got the lead, but Southgate decided to sit back and allowed obviously Italy to, come back into the game. Look, this England side, I think defensively very weak. I think they're not the best defensively, but midfield and attack absolutely stacked. So England haven't kept a clean sheet in the last six games, which is very, very worrying, to say the very, very least. Like, I think Serbia can definitely hurt England. I think they can definitely hurt England defensively as well. So Mitrovic, don't be surprised if a Mitrovic scores. Don't be surprised if Dusan Tadic possibly scores, or if Milinkovic Savic as well. But then again, England, Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham, Phil Foden, Saka. I mean, the list of players is endless with this England side as well. How do I see it going? I don't think it's going to be as comfortable as many people predict. I'm going 2-1 England. I don't think it's going to be a very great game. It'll be a nervy affair, but I think England's class will just come out on top in this one. I'm going to go Serbia 1, England 2. And now we move into Group D, and it is Poland against the Netherlands. Oh my goodness me. Yeah, Poland. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Look, well done on qualifying. I think that's the main thing to say, the very, very least. I don't think you're going to go too far, unfortunately. Look, obviously Lewandowski, Kaszewski. I think that's how you say it, obviously, as well. It's a very aging side, Poland. It is a very, very aging side. Zielinski, of course, Glick. Again, it's going to be another very interesting thing to see how well Poland do, because obviously at the last World Cup, yeah, they 16 did very, very well to get to the last 16, which was very, very good. Netherlands, obviously, under Ronald Koeman again as well. And look, I think Netherlands have got a good squad. I think Van Dijk, obviously Gravenberch, Van Naldum, they've got this. They've got the talent. It's whether or not that they can deliver. Can we finally see a Holland side go very, very deep into these Euros? It'd be very, very interesting to see as well. And obviously, Cody Gakpo, Memphis Depay. They've got a very, very good side as well. As I said, I do fear for Poland, unfortunately, and I'm going to go for a 2-0 victory to the Netherlands. I think it'll be a comfortable victory for the Dutch there. And again, probably another one, another game of the tournament's first opening games. Austria against France. Ralph Rangnick's Austria against Didier Deschamps, France. Look, everyone is probably expecting France to do very, very well in this competition. I think because of obviously the squad that they've got as well. But Austria, don't sleep on them because they've had a fabulous qualifying campaign. Did very, very well in a group um, that they got there as well. But obviously, look at the talent they've got there. Obviously, David Alaba as well. Obviously, Arnautovic as well. And there's a lot of sort of Bundesliga-based players who obviously play for Austria as well. So this is going to be very, very intriguing to say the very, very least. And will we see this Austria side go far? I think you could probably say that they might upset a few people. They might upset the odds again. Again, I think this is a fascinating matchup as well. I think Austria's sort of midfield and attack could probably hurt France, but France overall, I think you can kind of see why they're one of the favourites as well. Obviously, Mbappe, Griezmann, Giroud. Obviously, good to see Conte back as well. Saliba, Konate. Oh, they've just got a very, very good core of them about them as well. So how do I see this going? I actually see a very narrow France victory, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to France. But again, I'm looking forward to watching this game because Austria will surprise a few people. Now we move into Group E, and we have Romania against Ukraine. The one thing that worries me about Ukraine, sorry, not Ukraine, Romania, sorry, I think is that they did very, very well through a group with Slovenia. They did finish second, which is a little bit disappointing, to say the very least. But I think you've got to say that defensively, I'm wee bit concerned for Romania, and it's whether or not they can score enough goals. I think they got 17 or 18 goals in qualifying. That's a bit concerning when you want to come into a finals, and it's whether or not they can actually put the ball in the back of the net. I think is the safest thing to say the very least. Ukraine, obviously, they've got some very, very good players. Obviously, Mudrik, Zinchenko, to name a few. Lunin, of course, the goalkeeper. This is going to be very, very interesting to see. Again, it's another tough group to call, but I think many people are probably expecting Ukraine to do well. How do I see this one going? I don't think there's going to be many goals. I'll be honest. I don't see goals in this game. I would be very, very surprised that this might be a potential 0-0 game. But you're going to give Ukraine the win. I'm going to give Ukraine the win. I'm going to give them by a goal to nil, which will be very, very interesting to say the very least. I'm going to give Ukraine 1-0 victory over Romania. And we have Belgium against Slovakia. Obviously, I think sort of the golden generation of Belgium is probably sort of coming to its end. And obviously, we've got sort of the new guard coming in as well. No Thibaut Courtois in goal for Belgium this time. So who do they start? Do they start with obviously Verbruggen, is it Verbruggen or no? Matt Sells. Matt Sells is in there as well. So again, going to be very, very intriguing to see who starts in goal for Belgium. But again, Lukaku, De Bruyne, they've got a very, very good squad, Belgium, as well. I think kind of the old guard is sort of going out slightly, and then obviously you've got newish blood coming in as well. Look, I think Doku, I think, is one to watch this tournament. I think he'll have a good tournament, and Johan Bakayoko, I think, is another one to look out for. Belgium as well. Slovakia did very, very well to come through and to get into the finals. They'll give Belgium a good game, but I think everyone's probably kind of expecting Belgium to get the win in this one. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 victory to Belgium. Tedesco's side to start with a victory. Now we have two more games, and we are into Group F, and it is Turkey against Georgia. Yeah, everyone's dark horses in the last Euros, if everyone remembers that. Yeah, Turkey. Well, I suppose the one thing you can say about these two is, well, first of all, well done Georgia for getting through. They obviously had to go through the playoff, and they managed to get through. They managed to get through, and I think that was a very, very testament to obviously Willie Sagnol's side as well. Look, Turkey. I don't think many people are probably backing Turkey to do well. Look, it's going to be a very, very interesting group again. I think probably many people are probably expecting Portugal to finish top of this group, and then it's obviously a sort of a battle between sort of the other three as well. Georgia will give some teams some good games. I mean, obviously, their main player to look out for is obviously Kvaratskhelia and Napoli. Napoli haven't had the best of seasons this season, but Kvaratskhelia still is a very, very good player there to watch as well. Look, these two, difficult game to predict, and I'm going to actually see them cancelling each other out, and I'm actually going to go for a 1-1 draw in this one. I think, again, could potentially finish goalless as well, but I am going to go for a 1-1 draw in this one. And the final game of match week number 1, or match day number 1, I should say, is Portugal against the Czech Republic. And again, Portugal managed by Roberto Martinez, yes. And a lot of talent, Bruno Fernandes, Diogo Jota, obviously the main man, Cristiano Ronaldo, is obviously still there. There's Ruben Diaz. Pepe, at the age of 41, is in the Portugal squad. Absolutely unbelievable as well. Will we see him? That's the sort of the main thing to say. Various Manuel Nunez as well, Matias Nunez, I should say, as well. Like Portugal, I expect Portugal to do well in this tournament. I do expect Portugal to do well in this tournament. Czech Republic as well. Obviously, I think the main thing for me is Patrick Schick. That will be good to see. And again, I think Czech Republic should have a good tournament as well. So, how do I see this one going? Going to go narrow Portugal win. Narrow Portugal win. I think most of these games are going to be pretty close. I'm going to go Portugal 2, Czech Republic 1. So there we go, guys. There are my match day 1 predictions. Please get yours in the comment section down below, or you can go to this website here and come and join in my Euros Predictor League on Superbrew. Yes, you can find my pool there at www.superbrew.com, Euros _predictor pool. And yeah, come and join in the fun. I will be using Superbrew from now on to obviously count up people's scores. So yeah, please do come and answer that. And I'll also leave my link as well for the UEFA Fantasy Football as well, so you can come and join on that as well. But let me just go over my predictions very, very, very quickly. So Group A, we have Germany 2, Scotland 1, Hungary 1, Switzerland 1. Spain 1, Croatia 1, Italy 2, Albania 0, Slovenia 2, Denmark 1, Serbia 1, England 2, Poland 0, Netherlands 2, Austria 1, France 2, Romania 0, Ukraine 1, Belgium 2, Slovakia 0, Turkey 1, Georgia 1, and Portugal 2, Czech Republic 1. And there we go. That is that. Done and dusted for another video. Please do leave your predictions down in the comments, or join the Superbrew, which I will leave as well. And I will also leave the Fantasy Football as well. But yeah, Euro 2024, 4 days away. I can't wait. I bet you can't wait, and I'm sure you have different ideas as well for these how these games will go. But until then, I will see you later for another video, and I'll see you in the next one.